This is the saw that I got last year for my birthday. I needed it today for some garden projects, but the freaking dog decided she also liked the saw. So I'm fixing to strip the wire on both sides, electrical tape it back together. This is not how I would fix this if I were leaving this plugged in, but I'm just doing like a quick fix to be able to plug in and use and unplug. So get the little wire safety clamp things if it's something you're going to leave plugged in, okay? Alrighty, let's wire these back together. So I went ahead and cut them the rest of the way apart. Now I'm going to remove the outside of this black wire. Y'all, there are safer ways to do this. I don't follow safety or OSHA guidelines, okay? So there are definitely some safer ways to do this, but we're making a little slit. We're going to do this on both sides, so. Bend and see I'm all the way through. You can see those other colors. There are a couple of spots that I can see I'm not all the way through. And I am not pushing hard. I'm just lightly doing this. Be careful. Those wires right there will go straight in a finger, underneath your fingernail, in your feet. They suck, okay? So now we're going to just try to grab just the black, pull that off. So now we also need to take off, y'all, this chair I'm sitting on is real uncomfortable. We also need to take off the coating on these two, but we don't want to go all the way down. We're just going to go about halfway on both of these. Now I'm just gently pulling this off. It's kind of hard to video. Okay, so it's gonna look like that. You're gonna do this to this wire and then repeat everything on this side, okay? So you want both sides to look like this. I'll be back. And just like that, with the power of the internet, we are back with both sides looking this way. I do want to show you something. With this side, I was not being as careful cutting through, and I actually cut through the white. The white is your neutral, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. If I were putting this up in the ceiling, if this were a light fixture, something I was going to leave plugged in all the time, I would still cut back some more and cut a new piece to make sure I had no exposed wires, and I would also be using wire nuts, okay? So if you were doing this for something in the ceiling or anything like that, use wire nuts. I don't know where any are right now. I'll come back and add them later, but right now I don't know where they are. So since we don't have wire nuts, even with wire nuts, the process would be you take your two wires that are going to go in your wire nut. So you white to white, you match everything, okay? You're gonna twist them together like so, and then you're going to screw your wire nut. You wanna twist them in the same direction you're gonna screw. This might be backwards for you. Then you're gonna take and screw your wire nut in that same direction that you twisted. So we twisted this way, we're also gonna screw that way. If you do it the other way, it's gonna get all kinds of jacked up and it's not gonna hold. You're gonna screw your wire nut all the way on and then pull and make sure it's on there tight. Make sure you have no exposed wires. Then you wanna come and do it to the other side. Trying to keep everything all lined up. It also helps when you're in the ceiling. A lot of times you have a lot more like length of wire that are separated. So I mean, you can cut way back here and give yourself a good length of wire that are separated if it's going to be like in the house, not like out in the weather. This is also not going to be out in the weather, and I'm going to take this really well. So now, even if this is electrical tape, even if that little nick as small as it is, and the fact that this is not something that's going to be outside, if that nick would have been on the hot, which is the black, I would be recutting it. I don't want any of the hot wires exposed whatsoever, period, at all, ever, okay? Again, this is a quick fix because I need to use this today. When I go to the store, I'll get some more wire nuts. We had like a whole thing of them and I can't find them. So, I don't know where they are. And then once I get the wire nuts, I can just take the tape off and put wire nuts on. It'll already be ready for me, which makes it a lot easier. So, we're gonna get, you can see I'm only taping, this black is going to be taped separate. You only want to tape one color with each other. You're going to short circuit thing. You're going to mess something up. I don't know exactly. I'm not an electrician. I just know some basics. So I don't know exactly what you do when you mix them, but you don't want to mix them. I just know you don't want to. Be careful. Knives are sharp. Okay. Probably over taping this thing, but I'd rather have too much tape than not enough tape, just to be sure. Now, feel like this is common sense, but I've learned common sense is not so common. This is electrical tape. It says electrical tape. You cannot use non-electrical tape to do this. You might be able to, but it'll probably melt it. Like, just don't. Just get electrical tape. It's not that expensive, okay? Get electrical tape, or just better yet, get some wire nuts and electrical tape, because you can wire nut things and then electrical tape everything together so the wire nuts can't come off. Okay, again, we're going to make sure this is nice and tightly twisted. And even though this is tape and not my wire nut, I'm still going to tape in the same direction that I twisted to make sure I'm pulling everything tighter, not loosening it. We're just gonna really try to get that on there nice and tight. That's what she said. So we want it tight, okay? Alright, I'm just adding the second piece for added security the wrong way, like a goofball. There we go. So, you want that sucker tight, okay? Just like that. Now, I am going to fold these like this and just kind of tape everything together, because I don't want it coming apart. There we go. Now we're going to plug it in and make sure she works, okay? She's plugged in. I have everything away from the blade. There's nothing over here by the blade. We're going to... She works! If you guys found this video helpful, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys later. Bye!